Hello, everyone, and welcome back. And thank you so much for spending some time with me today. My name is Lorraine, and my channel is all about growing old gracefully with dignity and beauty inside and out, and joy, and just having fun with all the little things in life, including makeup, and always striving to look and be our best day by day. So, welcome again. Now, today we're on our third fun focus session on makeup groups, and the classification that we're looking at today is eye makeup. Well, what is more fun than eye makeup? So many different looks, so many colors. I just marvel at the skill of so many of the beauty bloggers, especially the younger ones, who can really create a lot of wonderful different looks with some vibrant colors. I'm thinking of Bailey Sarian in her YouTube channel, Makeup and Murder Mystery Mondays. I really enjoy her. I listen to her often when I'm putting on my makeup. But alas, my look has always been pretty conservative, and probably mainly because I always wore glasses. And I wore glasses until I was 60 years old. So my look was pretty conservative, and it still is. Although there are times when I do like to play around and experiment with different looks and do something a little fancy. But in general, I'm pretty conservative. But I want to show you my makeup products and give you some tips. And so thank you again for joining me. First of all, let's start with my scent of the day, my SOTD, which is Elizabeth Arden Bluegrass. This is a vintage bottle that I just got this week. Now, this was released in the 1930s, and I certainly remember it being very popular in the 60s and 70s. So a couple of years ago, I bought a bottle. Well, it was but a faint whisper of its former self. Really, it just did not have that richness of scent that I remembered from the past. So I happened to see a seller on eBay selling it. Now, the seller's grandmother had passed away about 20 years ago, and this was stored in a cool place all these years. So I don't know how long she had it, but obviously it's at least 20 years old. So this is what I received in the mail, and it does smell wonderful. It's the bluegrass that I remember from when I was a young woman. So that's my SOTD. Now, let's start with eye makeup. I really do think that in the last couple of years, maybe in the last 10 years, I've really discovered eyelid primer. And I think it's pretty important. Now, I don't have very many, but the fact of the matter is you could use anything as a primer, anything just to cover up any discoloration or any small veins or anything that you have on your eyelid, and to provide a smooth base for the application of your eyeshadow and your liner and your other products. So you could use concealer, or you could even use foundation, and I have used those. So as far as specific eyelid primers, I do have a few. This one is by Annabelle, and this one works very well. It's this color, skin color, and it does work very well. And one that I received as a sample was Urban Decay, and that does work very well too. I like that. And this also has a bit of a tint to it. Let's see. This one's almost finished, actually. And this one is called Stuck on You, and I received this in my Ipsy bag. That's the benefit of having one of these monthly subscription makeup bags. There's many different companies. I subscribe to Ipsy, and you do get a chance to discover all these new products. And this one is very good as well. I still have a lot left in that. And these last a long, long time because you need very little. But I have to say, the best of all, and this is really a favorite in the beauty community on YouTube, is Makeup by Mario. And this is called, let me put my glasses on to, the Master Eye Prep and Set. And this is in color light. Look at this beautiful compact. So what you have is you have two different colors of the primer and a very fine powder. Now, I don't use the powder that much, but I do find sometimes if you would take a brush like this, for example. And you would just pass it over gently and then just pat it onto your primer. Sometimes that helps, especially when you're using cream or liquid eyeshadow. But otherwise, these are just beautiful. They're a little bit, they are creamy, but they're tacky. And I just press that on, and it just provides a beautiful base for your eyeshadow. And again, this is quite expensive, but it's going to last me a long time. So that's all I have for eye primers, but I do find that it's very helpful. Now we're going to start with eyebrows. Now my eyebrows I've never really plucked them very much in my life. I still have some color in my brows, but I certainly have some white and gray brows, and I find those hairs are wiry. And so this one in particular, I find that the hairs will stick up, so it's a bit wild. And sometimes I have to use a brush similar to this one to sort of, get them down. But nevertheless, I do like to color them a little bit. And I don't need to cover every single gray or white hair because I'm 75 and I don't mind having a few white hairs in my brows. This is a lovely pencil. This is by e.l.f. And this has, again, it has the nice little spoolie at the end. But this color is perfect for me, taupe. And it's kind of a thick pencil. It's quite soft and a bit waxy, but it works very well for my brows. I like this one. And e.l.f. also, this one is very famous in the beauty community, Wow Brow. And this is absolutely a beautiful one too. It has a small little brush. Look at that, and it's just perfect. You can just control that brush beautifully on your brows. I will list these products underneath, by the way. And another way of putting color on your eyebrows, this is by YC. And this is a brow pomade. Look at the little cover on it. It's so cute. And so with that, you would use this type of a little brush. And you would pop that in and then just paint it on your eyebrows. And again, this is a good color for me. I've used this a few times and I quite like it. I find with this type of product, it takes a little more work than the pencil. And similar to the e.l.f. Wow Brow, this one is by Annabelle Brow Show. And again, I always stick with taupe or blonde, actually. This one has a bigger brush, but I don't mind that. It works very well as well. And again, if you use this and then you combine it with a spoolie to make sure that you blend the product in, it's very natural. It gives a natural look, and that's what I'm looking for. And I've talked about this before, my e.l.f. wax pencil. And again, this is one that I would use to, once I've put my color on my brows, I would just do this to try and get those stray ones to lie flat. And I'm never without this. I love this. Similar to the wax pencil is this CoverGirl. What does that say? Easy Breezy Brow. Now this one happens to be clear. So it's the same principle. You're wanting to just stick down those brow hairs. But you can also get this in colors as well. This is CoverGirl. So this works very well too. I like this one too. Yep. And now there's a few pencils that I have discovered that are very nice. And this one is from Shop Miss A. This is one of these $1.25 products. It's called a Slim Brow Pencil. And again, whoops. See, this one has a little sharpener, I think. I think that's what it is. Not sure. But this is the taupe color. Or blonde, maybe. I don't know what color that is exactly, but it suits me. And this is a very fine end. I don't really mind whether there's a fine lead or a thicker one. It doesn't really matter to me. But again, It's quite soft, so you're able to get some color in your brows, you see, without too much pressure. So this one works very well. It works just as well as this one, which is the NYX Professional Makeup Micro Brow Pencil. And it's the same idea. It has the very, very thin little pencil. And this one works, they work both as equally as well. So that's really all I have for brow products. And we're going to move on to eyeshadow, which of course is the most fun. Now, eyeshadow, I really admire the way, you know, these younger bloggers, they use bright colors, and I don't really do that. On occasion, I will use maybe 3 colors and I'll blend them all in together. Sometimes I'll do a little bit of a transition shade, but I have hooded eyes, so that's a bit of a challenge too. But nevertheless, so most of my eyeshadow palettes and colors are pinks and neutrals, pretty much. I only have 2 high-end. This one is by Urban Decay, Naked Reloaded. And this really is a lovely, lovely palette. I like that one, and I use that one quite often. And they are beautiful eyeshadows, no doubt about it. And this one is by Natasha Denona, and this is the Mini Glam palette. And this has beautiful neutral shades too, which I use often. I like that one too. So again, e.l.f. I seem to have a lot of e.l.f. because, you know, they do make very good products and they're very affordable and they do have such a choice. So this is the matte palette. And again, I usually use a matte color sort of all over my lid. That's my basic color. I don't mind a little bit of shimmer in the middle, but I never want to cover my whole eyelid with a shimmer at this point. I don't find that it flatters me. I just find that it exaggerates the wrinkles, and I don't really want to do that. So, but this is a lovely matte palette by e.l.f. And this is one by J-Cat Beauty, Extreme Access. Now, how does this work? And these are also very nice colors by J-Cat Beauty. Look at that, beautiful. Those pinks are just gorgeous. And here's a couple from Evelyn Cosmetics. And I have 2 of these in a bit of different colors there. And those are lovely as well. Now, these ones are, this one is called, let's see. These ones are from Shop Miss A. This one's called a Velour Eyeshadow. And I have this color and this color. And they have a lovely texture. It's kind of, it is like velour, really. And it just smooths on beautifully. I like those. These are beautiful. Very inexpensive, but they work well. And again, from the same website, Shop Miss A, these are called, now let me see, Baked Eyeshadow. And again, I have 2 colors in these, 2 different colors. And this texture, it's kind of in between a powder and a cream. You can see. So those blend in very nicely as well. You can have lots of fun with all these different colors and different textures, you know? All right, now these 2 are from NYX. And I just cannot tell you how long I have had these 2 stick shadows. I love the colors. And they are just beautiful. Now, I've had them. I know that you can still buy them online, and I couldn't guarantee that it's the same formula because I have had these a long time. But it's certainly worth a try because these are if you're in a big hurry and you just want a little touch of color on your eyelid, this is the way to go. You just sweep it briefly, pat it in a bit, and there you go. And it has just a small amount of shimmer. I love these. And on to liquid shadows. This is from, oh my goodness, Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit. And this is an interesting color, but it works very well for me. I like that one, and it's a matte finish, but they have all kinds of different colors. And Rimmel also has a lovely liquid shadow called Wonder Cloud. Beautiful, works beautifully. And I recently got my 3 from Sephora. And this is one that I would use under my brow. I do start my eye makeup every day with either a white or off-white or light cream color right under the brow just to brighten up the area a bit. And this is actually a perfect shade for that. And these have a lovely texture. They go on very nicely. This is one I got from e.l.f. and this is mint green. And I like the concept and I like the color, but I found this one a little too stiff. I found it was difficult to blend in, so it's not my favorite, unfortunately. And here's a nice little palette from Essence, Rose Edition. Beautiful colors. I used this one today. And here's a little one from, I believe from, I think this is from Shop Missy as well. This is called a makeup palette. Now, this I have used for eyeshadow and for blush because I really enjoy the color of that. And you know, there's no makeup police. You can mix and match your products whatever way you like. So if you want to use this, or you could even use this for lip color if you wanted to. So there's no limit to all the experimentation you can do with these products. And this is a very popular one, Walking on Eggshells by Wet n Wild. It's still available, but it's in different packaging now. And this is lovely. It's a beautiful combination of colors for me too. And this one has matte and shimmer. This one is a nice matte color. Love that one, Wet n Wild. And this is a new one that I got recently by e.l.f. Look at the beautiful packaging. I must say I am a sucker for nice packaging with the mirror and everything. That's just gorgeous. Look at those colors. I mean, I would probably never use that one, but the others I would use. Yeah, beautiful. And CoverGirl has a nice little palette as well. This is all rose colors, rose shades. Now, a girl has to have blue eyeshadow sometimes, and of course, back in the day, blue eyeshadow was really blue. I find for myself, a very pale blue works best for me, so I bought this little single by CoverGirl, and this works very well for me, for a pretty blue, and it has a tiny bit of shimmer in it. And this is one by Annabelle, and it's a little trio, and I like the turquoise color, because I can use that too and just blend it so that it's very pale. And this one is by Revolution, called Dragon's Heart. This one has some pretty bright colors, but I have experimented with some of these, and look at that beautiful violet. Gorgeous. Lovely texture too. These are very nice. And another one by Revolution. This is a matte palette. Pretty neutral there. No, I'm sorry, it's not matte. It's neutrals. There are some matte and shimmers mixed there. And then we have Catrice. They also make beautiful. Look at this beautiful palette. I love that one. I've used that a lot too. I've used all of these, of course, and I'm okay having a palette as long as I can use, you know, at least 60% of the colors. This is a beautiful one by LA Girl. Very affordable. Nudes. This is called Nudes. Look at those beautiful shades. So that's my eyeshadow collection for now, and I think I have enough to keep me going for a while. This is going to be a long video, so I'm trying to be as quick as I can. The next thing we're going to get into is eyeliners. I need my glasses to be able to read on these pencils for you. This is Revlon Color Stay Micro Hyper Precision. And I think I have two of these. This is in brown and in black, and this is beautiful. And again, it's very fine and it works very well. It's a gel eyeliner, and it's really one of my favorites. It works very well. I only very occasionally will line my upper near my lash line. Mostly I tight line underneath, and a very fine pencil works well for that. I like liquid liner. This is a Hyper Precise All Day by Maybelline. And, whoops. And that works well too for tight lining. And this one is a NYX eye pencil. This is in gray. And this is what I would use to line under my eyes, under here. Because I only like a very, very faint line under there. I find anything too dark looks too harsh for me. So this is a perfect pencil. It's nice and soft, and it's gray. And it smudges very nicely. And the same with this one, actually. This is another gray one, L'Oreal Infallible. Can't go wrong with Infallible. And this one is by CoverGirl. And this one has an interesting little tip on it. It's a liquid gel. That one works well. And this one also is a good one, Hyper Easy Brush Tip Liner by Maybelline. And this one has a nice short little tip as a liquid liner. That works really well. It's very easy to control that. If I was to do a line on top of my lashes, it's probably this one that I would use. I like a very small, fine little brush there. And this one is just perfect for tight lining. I love this one. This is Maybelline Master Precise Skinny. And you can see it's a very fine tip on that. And this is one by Eveline. Again, this is, I believe, on Lady Makeup or one of those sites. This one has a little sharpener with it, which is very convenient. And this one works well too. This is in black for tight lining. And again, Revlon Color Stay. I showed you that one. This one is in charcoal. This is a good one. This is Le Liner by L'Oreal. Beautiful packaging on this one. Love it. And that's a very nice one. Again, that's a little thicker of a lead on it. And again, here's a gray one for under my eyes. This is by Infallible. L'Oreal Infallible, really, they have lots of different shades. It's a beautiful pencil. And Maybelline Tattoo Studio. I got a blue one, and I do use that. It doesn't work that well for tight lining, but under my eyes, a little bit of a blue shadow might be nice now and then, so I do use it for that. And this one is the same thing in a gray. Now, you're going to need, of course, a pencil sharpener, a sharpener. And I can't find mine. I think I threw it out inadvertently, actually, so I have to order another one. But some of them, I mean, this one, for example, has its own sharpener. This is in brown, Eveline, and this one works very well for under the eyes. So it's very convenient because it has its own sharpener. And this one is, finally, this is the last one. This is by Foera Gel Eyeliner. And this is a UK cosmetics company. But I bought this one on AliExpress for a very affordable price. It's a gel eyeliner. So the little brush is in the top. So you take that out. Well, first of all, you would do this, and there it shows you the gel, and then you simply take this out of the top, and then you put it in there and paint your eyeliner on. So I find it a little bit messy. I just bought it just to experiment with, so I will keep using it just for fun. So those are the eyeliners. Now, finally, we're going to talk about mascaras. I don't have that many mascaras at the moment. I certainly have had. They don't last more than 2 or 3 months, so I probably threw a lot of them out. For example, I've tried the L'Oreal Lash Paradise, which is a very popular one. I liked it. I think I maybe would try it again. But for now, my new favorite is Maybelline Sky High. This is really interesting. I find that the brush is really interesting. It's very, very flexible. It's a synthetic brush, obviously, but it's very easy to control. You can get right to the base of the lashes. So I do find that I like this. And I'm wearing this one today, actually. I still haven't found my holy grail, though. So if you have any suggestions, please put them in the comments below. Another nice one is e.l.f. And they have several nice mascaras. And that works very well. This, of course, has been around forever. And you know what? It's a really good mascara for a very affordable price. And what I like about it is the brush. I like a small brush. I must admit, I just find it much easier to handle. And I think that I prefer a natural brush. I'm not sure yet because, again, the Sky High has a synthetic one and I'm kind of liking it too. But this one, you can't go wrong with that. This is Urban Decay Perversion. I was a bit disappointed in this one because it's expensive. It was $33, and I just find it kind of clumpy. I just find the mascara just kind of clumps on there. I mean, I do find that if you work hard enough, any mascara will work, but I don't really want to spend 10 minutes putting on my mascara. That's the point, right? This one is L'Oreal Telescopic. And this is an interesting one as well. It has an interesting brush. Again, if you work hard enough, it works. But I find I have to work pretty hard with this one too. This is by IT Cosmetics Superhero. This one isn't too bad. I quite enjoy this one. This is an inexpensive one, Eveline. And this one has one of these hourglass shaped brushes, which I'm not that fond of, but this one isn't too bad either. And finally, here's a natural one called, what is it? Oh yes, Pure Anada Natural Mascara. Has very nice packaging, actually. And it has a nice brush. So this is nice too. And that's my mascara collection. Next, we're going to talk about brushes. Obviously, we need brushes for eyeliner. We need brushes for brows and especially for eyeshadow. So we're going to start. I was talking about if we wanted to put a little bit of powder on top of the eyeshadow primer. This is the type of brush that I would use for that. And this is one that I use often to apply any pink shades of eyeshadow. This is the one that I always use for the eyeshadow, that the white or the cream eyeshadow that is going to go under my brows. And the rest, this one is what I would use if I'm trying to apply an eyeshadow under my eyes. I don't find it works that well for me. I think I have too many creases under there, but I keep trying. And then the other side of this is one of these little spoolie brushes, which you can use for either for your brows, or if you're putting mascara on and you do find your lashes are clumping together, you simply just brush through with that. And I find that if you're going to do that, don't wait until your mascara dries completely. Do that while the mascara is still a bit wet on your lashes. I find it works better. And this is my very favorite blending brush. It's by IT Cosmetics. It's very dense. And I find once I have my eyeshadow on, I have a tendency to just blend all over, just to make sure that everything is blended in together and there's no lines of demarcation. And this is my favorite brush for that, by IT Cosmetics. This is actually another interesting brush for blending as well. I know it looks big, but especially this end, it's very soft, and I find this works quite well for blending eyeshadow as well, believe it or not. And the same with this one. I'll sometimes use this one. So you can see if the bristles are a little longer and softer, sometimes that works very well too. If I'm doing any kind of shading or wanting to put a transition shade up here, I will use a smaller brush, like one of these two. And finally, with these little ones, sometimes they work very well if you're just doing your initial application of some color with the intention to blend it all in. So don't throw these out. Keep them. You can use them sometime. And finally, we have a few little accessories. Here's the eyelash curler. Well, I don't curl my eyelashes regularly, but I do curl them sometimes. And I just caution to be very careful because I don't want to break my eyelashes. I think this little eyelash curler is from CoverGirl, and I do like it because it's small. And it's a good one. And finally, speaking of brushes, of course, you know, we need to clean our brushes properly every couple of weeks or so. But sometimes if you're using a brush with a dark color and you want to remove it, this is a brush cleaner that I got from Shop Miss A. Again, very inexpensive. And you would simply either spray the brush or spray a tissue and clean the brush, clean the dark color off right away so that you could use the brush for a lighter color next time. And if you're putting on your eyeshadow and you make a big mess underneath, which I often do, don't worry, finish everything that you're doing, and then all you need is one of these eye makeup remover little pads to clean up under your eyes. That's all you need to do for that. And one final little tip is that if you make a mess with your mascara, which I do quite often, I'll have a little blob here or on the bottom. Simply let it dry completely and then use this brush to just scrape it off gently, and it'll come right off. So that's all I have to say about eye makeup today. This is long, and I hope that you've stayed with me to watch all these little tips and tricks. Eye makeup is just so much fun. The next time we're going to talk about what I call special products, because they're not products that I use regularly, like bronzers and highlighters. So that's going to be the next fun focus video. Again, thank you very much for spending some time with me today, and I will see you next time.